Hello and welcome to Beer Club. I'm Luke, this is Beer Jerk, and this week we are drinking a beer from Alchemy Street, a very small brewery with a big heart. A fantastic spot in Tauranga where the owner and brewer is Ed, and he runs the place with his partner Kat, making all kinds of delicious beers in very small batches. Cheers. It's a Pilsner, which is a very important beer style. Probably 9 out of 10 beers that are drunk in the world today are Pilsners or direct descendants to them, pale lagers. So yeah, by a huge volume, taking up 85 to 90% of all beers on Earth. And it all came down to the Czech town of Pilsen in 1842, and Pilsner Urquell really just honing and perfecting the style. And then 2 or 3 decades later, with industrial refrigeration in the probably 1890s, I'd say, became more accessible and easy, so that you could make lagers. Because of course, to make beers like this, you need cold tanks for them to ferment in. So that was only really possible if you had caves where your brewery is, or if you just had, if you're in a place that was cold for a lot of the year, then you could lager, cold condition your beers. So yeah, from the 1890s onwards, it just really skyrocketed, and that's sort of a time in brewing history that I often talk about, which is when it took over the world to the detriment of many other styles. Lots of regional small styles died out because people wanted to drink a crisp, delicious, light, hoppy, tasty beer. So kind of understandable. And then of course the industrialization, as so often happens, led to a thing that started out being magnificent, wonderful, delicious. Then the accountants got involved, big business got involved, and that's why most beer today is shit. It is a pale imitation of what it could be, and this is a lovely example of what it could be. So of course it is not made with those delightful Czech hops or German hops. It is made with local, beautiful New Zealand hops that are just so aromatic and full of flavour. So it's, so Pilsner, really simple malt bill. Generally, it's just Pilsner malt. So that's a very lightly kilned malt, and just a very efficient malt. So really great to work with for brewers. Really clean base, really light body, spritzy. And then you're putting some interesting hops in there. So that's what all these macro beers are missing out on, the interesting hops, but not this one from Alchemy Street. It is packed with New Zealand hops. I'm not exactly sure what hops are in here, but probably some Nelson, probably some Motueka. I'm getting a bit of white wine character, some tropical notes, and it's got lovely bitterness. Just that solid bitterness on the back end. It's got a dry finish. It's got a clarity of flavour that really comes from the extended cold conditioning period. And again, as much as everyone likes to denigrate the huge giants in brewing, because their beers are boring and don't taste very interesting, it is very hard to brew good, crisp lagers and pilsners. So you really need to be on top of things with your yeast management and just the way you look after beer, from mashing in right through the whole process, and into packaging, which again is an issue, is a place where lots of small breweries do face issues, because you don't have these multi-million-dollar packaging and canning lines. It's often a hand operation, it's a bloke with a small bit of engineering equipment doing it by themselves. So that is often a place where fantastic beers fall down because there's oxidation in the cans or various other packaging issues, which is definitely not the case here, where we're really tasting this beer at its best. So Alchemy Street isn't a place I originally thought it was, obviously. So many breweries are named after the places where they're from and where they were birthed, like St Leonard's just down the road. Started off in St Leonard's Street. So when I asked Ed about Alchemy Street, he originally wanted to call the brewery Alchemist, but that name was already trademarked and taken. So he just took the word alchemy and put ST for street at the end. So it's Alchemy Street is a state of mind. They only kicked off in, I think it was early 2024, but prior to that, Ed had been doing some contract brewing, and he they called it like an adult apprenticeship. He brewed at castles to really learn about brewing. Prior to that, he'd been home brewing, and he grew up around lots of brewing. His dad was a home brewer, and his brothers, but yeah, he previously worked as an engineer. He was a chemical engineer and worked in coal mines in Western Australia. And when he reassessed his life and what he was interested in doing and what he loved doing, he realised it wasn't earning a fortune, which presumably he was working in mines in Western Australia. It was making delicious beers for people. So from the outset, he really decided to stamp his own unique flavour onto the beers. So all of the first beers that came out of Alchemy Street were infused with different kinds of fruit. So it just has a real good palate, and it really knows what's going to work and what's going to go together. So there were a lot of, especially fruited sours, but also adjuncted stouts. So like his Luchador, which had a sort of chili and cacao nibs and things, was a really famous beer of his. But yeah, it was just beer after beer with all these different really fantastic adjuncts. And it's been more recently that they've started doing a core range and beers that don't have adjuncts. So yeah, this Pilsner is one of them, and they've got their small tap room in Tauranga on an industrial estate. So I think they're open like Wednesday through Thursday, and that is also run by Ed. So if you are in the area, go and see him and fill up a flagon or grab some beers. It's a great little spot, and I think his brew kit is along the lines of 300 litres. So it was previously Slab Brewing who ceased to be, and of course there's Lumberjack Brewing that are in the area. So there's a little bit of a hub happening around Tauranga of some good beer being made. But I always love chatting with Ed. He's just such a passionate guy, such a knowledgeable guy, and he's just really interested in flavour and pushing boundaries, doing things that are new. As I say, this is a really great Pilsner. It's not some crazy chocolatey Tonka bean adjunct monster, but it's a very, very good Pilsner, and it really is showcasing these brilliant New Zealand hops that we have access to here that other brewers would give it a limb for, to have access to as many great hops as we have here. And a quick note on that is currently the fresh hop harvest. So brews are going down this week all around the country with hops that have been freshly harvested and sped to brew houses all over the place. So we're just lining up our Fresh Hop Festival, so Auckland Fresh Hop here at the Smallest Tap Room, and putting together a mixed case of Fresh Hop beer cans. So keep an eye out for that. They'll be coming out in the next couple of days, news on those. Pilsner, incredible style. This is a fantastic example, and Alchemy Street are good people. One of the smaller breweries in New Zealand, and keeping it innovative, cranking out some great results. Thank you to Ed and Kat for making great beers as always and being cool people, and thank you for joining us this week. I'll see you next time. Cheers.